Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis by Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Let's begin by finding a mountain pose, bringing the feet to a comfortable distance. We'll pick up the toes, spread them out wide, and set them back down. Lifting the shoulders up to the ears, rolling them back and down the spine. Opening the palms in front of the body, closing the eyes. We'll take a few deep breaths as we press down through the toes. Heel-toeing the feet out a little further, moving into our happy elephants, letting the arms swing, lifting the back heel as we turn. And letting the arms run out of momentum. Coming to rest by our side, walking the feet in just a little ways. With a big inhale, reaching tall to the ceiling. Exhale, we'll hinge at the waist, forward fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale to fold. Nodding the head yes. Shaking the head no. Releasing it out to the upper body, allowing the top of the head to reach towards the floor. We're going to find a little bit of a sway side to side. So we can leave the arms down low towards the floor or grab for opposite elbows. Releasing the arms down, inhale, half high. Exhale to fold. With our inhale, we'll reach tall to the ceiling. And an exhale to fold. Inhale, half high. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands down and stepping the feet back. Spreading the fingertips out nice and wide, pressing down. Shifting forward slightly, elbows in, chaturanga to lower to a baby cobra or to an up dog. Exhale, softening the chest towards the floor, pressing the hips up and back behind, down dog. We'll reach the left leg behind the body, pointing with the toes, and then circling the ankle out one way and around the other. Releasing the left leg down, picking up the right, sending it back, pointing with the toes, and then circling the ankle out one way and around the other. Setting the right leg down, extending the left leg back, bending at the knee, and we're going to find some hip circles out towards the side And setting the left foot down. Same thing, right leg. Bending at the knee, hip circles. Setting the right foot down. Bringing the hands one step closer towards the toes. Sending the hips up and back behind, putting as much bend to the knees as you need or want. And like moving through honey, we'll shift forward as we lower the knees to the floor, finding a bear pose. To our tabletop. With an inhale, lifting the eyes and the tailbone up, dropping the stomach. Exhale, curling up through the spine, bringing the chin and the tailbone under. Back and forth with the breath. And back to our tabletop. We're going to extend the left leg back, flexing the foot so the toes are pointed towards the floor. Holding here. And then dropping the left toes down to the floor. We're going to put a little more of a bend to the ankle. So we're pressing the heel back behind us, stretching out the bottom of the foot and up the back of the calf. Shifting forward, taking some of the bend out of the ankle and picking it up, this time pointing the toes back behind, holding here. And dropping the left knee down, wiggling out to reset through the spine. And taking the right leg back, flexing the foot, pointing the toes towards the floor, holding. Dropping the toes down to the mat, adding that extra bend to the ankle. Stretching the bottom of the foot and up the back of the calf. Lifting the right foot up, pointing the toes and holding. Bring the right knee in, taking the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes in till they touch. We're gonna shift our hips forward and back, dropping the hips towards the floor, putting a little bit of a back bend in, and then sending hips back behind, reaching with the tailbone, lengthening through the upper back. If this isn't very comfortable, you can add pillows under the knees, or rolled up blankets or towels. Just a few of these back and forth. Beautiful, bringing the knees back under the hips. And we'll extend to the left leg behind. we're going to rainbow the left leg back and forth, dropping it over towards the left side of the mat, picking up and over towards the right side of the mat. We're trying to keep the core nice and straight and flat, so we're not lifting and twisting through the body. We're keeping the core and back strong and using mainly the glutes to move the leg. Taking the toes over towards the right side of the mat. We can keep the eyes forward here, pressing the heel back a little, or we can press the heel back and turn and look back over the right shoulder at that left foot. Taking the eyes forward, bringing the left leg in, wiggling out through the hips. And then extending the right leg back, rainbowing it side to side. Again, keeping strong and stable through the trunk. Using the glutes to lift and move. Dropping the toes towards the left side of the mat. Again, we have an option to look over the left shoulder back at those great toes. Bringing the foot back in, dropping the knee down, tabletop. And then we'll bring the legs in so they touch. Dropping the hips back to sit on the heels. You can either tuck the toes under or sit on the tops of the foot. Holding here for a few seconds. Stretching out the fronts of the knees and up the quads. Reaching tall at the top of the head. Taking the hands out in front of the legs, planting the palms, pressing through the fingertips, tucking the toes, and the hips will go up and back behind. Down dog. Walk the hands one step closer in towards the toes, putting as much bend to the knees as we need here. You may want the feet a little wider than you normally have them in your down dog, because we're going to shift back and forth and do a little bit of frog pumps. So with our exhale, dropping the tailbone back long through the upper back, and then shift forward towards a plank or a down dog. So back and forth, sending hips back through the knees and extending the legs towards straight. putting a bend back into the knees, and like moving through honey, we'll make our way back to our tabletop. Releasing the toes. We'll take the knees to the outer edge of the mat, bringing big toes in till they touch. Left hand will scoot towards the center of the mat. With a big inhale, right arm reaches tall. And we'll thread it through the left side of the body, bringing shoulder and side of face down. Pressing through the left hand, unthreading the right, sending it back up and bringing it down. Inhale, left arm reaches tall. Exhale, thread through the right side, soften down. Bringing the right arm around, pressing down, unthreading the left, sending it up and releasing it down. Taking the hands one step further away from the knees, bringing the knees into a comfortable spot. Tucking the toes under, sending the hips up and back, down dog. Putting a bend to the knees, we're gonna hop to the hands. And find a yogi squat from here. It's okay if your heels aren't down on the mat since we kind of got into this pose in a weird way. But we're gonna twist side to side, stretching out the hips. And then taking the arms behind us so we can sit on the mat. Legs go out long in front of the body. We'll point the toes up to the ceiling, engaging all the way up the legs. So our kneecaps will gently pull in towards the chest. Now we can keep hands to center here or use them behind us to help. But we're gonna work on some hip flexors and some quads. So picking up the left leg and setting it back down. Picking up the left leg and setting it back down. We'll continue this. And now for the right leg, picking up the right and setting it back down. Good, setting the right down. Moving back to the left, this time we're going to open the leg out, so kind of doing our rainbow like before, picking it up, taking it out to the side, bringing it back in. And back to center. wiggling out through the legs. And the right leg, picking it up, out to the side, up and into center. And back to center, wiggling out through the legs some more. And we're going to find a forward fold with an exhale, extending long through the spine as we reach up towards the feet. With an inhale, finding a half high, lengthening out and straightening out through the spine. And then we're gonna roll through the spine, dropping the chin to the chest, softening the forehead towards the legs. Inhale, rolling up the spine, ragdolling back up. And we're going to lay back onto our mats. Walking the bottoms of the feet in, picking up the hips, rolling them under and setting them back down. So we've gotten rid of the space in our low back and we're nice and flat now. Picking up the legs and taking the calves parallel to the floor. We're gonna take the hands to either the crease of the hips or up towards the knees. And then press on the legs, engaging through the core, holding the legs where they are. Beautiful, releasing the legs. We're gonna heel toe both feet over towards the left side of the mat and then drop the knees down. So pressing the back towards the floor as the knee comes down. We can stay here or we can pick up the left foot and drape it across the right knee to add a little extra weight and pressure as we press the back down to the floor. Sliding the left foot off the right, taking both knees up. We'll extend the right leg long, bringing the left knee to the chest and then across the right side, finding a gentle twist. Bringing the left knee in, we'll give it a big squeeze to the chest. And set it down. Bottoms of the feet to the floor, bringing the right foot in as well. We're going to walk both heels over towards the right side of our mat, dropping the knees down. Pressing the back into the floor. And again, we have that option to pick up the right foot and drape it across the left knee. sliding the right heel off the knee, picking both knees up, extending the left leg out long in front of the body, bringing the right knee in, and then across the left side for a gentle twist. Bringing the right knee in for a squeeze to the chest. Then bringing the left knee up as well, hugging both legs in. And we'll move to a happy baby, either looping our pointer and middle finger around our big toes or wrapping the 4 fingers around the outside of the foot. We'll take the bottoms of the feet up towards the ceiling, bringing the knees past the rib cage so we can gently pull down towards the body. Now if you'd like from here, you can play around with the legs, lengthening, wiggling, whatever feels right. And then we're gonna do a little rocking forward and back. Just to pop us up to seated. Finding a nice tall seat. We'll close the eyes, taking the hands to the knees. With an inhale, lifting the chest, lifting the eyes. Exhale, curling back through the spine, bringing the chin to the chest. Back and forth for a few breaths. And coming back to center. Closing the eyes, taking one last large breath in through the nose and releasing it out as a sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love and light. Namaste.